So, welcome everybody. You are here for
Get your chocolate on.
Oh, we did it. And today's episode is sponsored by Racial Justice from the Heart. And Racial Justice from the Heart exists to promote profound human connection and justice and compassion everywhere, inside of all of us and in the communities where we're working. So I'm Dr. Amanda Kemp.
I'm Miss Makeda.
And we're your co-hosts for
Get
Your Chocolate On.
Yeah.
Okay, we did it. Okay, so Makeda.
This is my favorite topic. No, maybe not my favorite, but because it's so relevant to the period of my life that I'm in, it was fun for me to do. I actually ended up down a rabbit hole.
Okay. Good. So what is our focus today?
Oh, yeah. So today we're focused on not only Kwanzaa in general, but one of our specific principles, Nia, which is all about purpose. And I believe today is the last day of Kwanzaa. Tomorrow is, and that'll be Imani, which is faith. That's what it stands for. So do you want to hear about the 7 principles?
I think we should start with all 7 of the principles and then we can dig in.
That's what okay. So we got number 1, Umoja, which is unity. Mm-hmm. That was the name of like BSU at my old college, Sankofa Umoja, I think. It's hella African, you know. Then the next one is Chagulia. Yes. Thank you.
I love that. I love
really
that
pretty
word.
Name, and that means self-determination.
Yeah.
And the next one is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. Then we have Ujama. I knew it was a long A. Mm-hmm. Cooperative economics, which I have to say, these principles are really, I love them because they're so practical yet emotional at the same time. I guess there's a lot of room in there for cultivation and good stuff.
Maybe we should, okay, keep going.
I only have 2
more. Okay.
The ones we already said, creativity. Wait, sorry.
No, you said Ujama.
Yeah, okay. Then Nia, purpose. Ukumba. Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith.
Yeah, cool. So those 7 principles are, of course, the Ngusa Saba.
Yes.
And so Kwanzaa, you learned, was started by...
Oh my gosh. Maulana Karenga.
Okay, great. Very good.
This is like hardest vocabulary word, but it's good stuff.
Yeah,
I need to hear these words.
I mean, we really do, because he chose Kiswahili.
Yes.
So the words that you chose, and that was deliberate, because he could have chosen, Akan, he could have chosen Twi, he could have chosen a West African language. Instead, he chose an East African. Right, exactly.
And you know about Swahili. Did you learn a little Swahili? Am I mistaken?
No, I didn't learn any Swahili. I mean, I know Habari Gani, Jambo,
okay, very basic.
Very basic. the Kwanzaa basic.
I think I learned a song. It goes Jambo.
Yes. Jambo. Yes.
But what was interesting I found was that Kwanzaa wasn't created until 1966. Which puts you right at the end of the civil rights movement.
Yeah, as we head into Black Power.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so to hear these principles come up, sorry, I have a dog here.
Chocolate lab.
We love her. To hear these principles come up and to talk about keeping the economy strong, or keeping your finances strong, and work and responsibility. I thought a lot about the effort we make now to support Black-owned businesses and stuff like that. And I'm betting that was happening back then. It's like a trend that I see. It rises and falls.
It does rise and fall. The kind of emphasis on Black businesses and supporting
only Black businesses.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So it's all about, for me, it's about putting all of your life in a thoughtful way. Yeah. So where you spend your money, what are you building? What are you, it's like not just looking at yourself as an individual, but also as part of a community, part of a people, of a nation, of a world, a planet. So it's like giving you a chance to be conscious.
And to sort of claim responsibility in the best way. Like,
yes.
revive your autonomy.
Yes. Yes, that is a good way of putting it. Revive your autonomy. I don't know why we have chocolate lab problems today.
She's feeling it today. What can we say?
What can we say? So
okay, so today is the second to last day of Kwanzaa.
Yes, it is.
Kwanzaa.
Yes. And I just wanted to be transparent that we don't observe Kwanzaa deeply every year. You know, some years we've done it more than others. And, you know, I think it's really just, I don't know if anybody else in this audience has thought about this, but like, you know, in your family, especially if you're in a interracial family, but even if you're not in an interracial family, where Kwanzaa doesn't have a lot of roots or tradition in it inside your family.
Doesn't carry weight.
Right.
Essentially.
Because the whole commercial focus is on Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something for Hanukkah, you know, there's something for solstice, but you know, there's all this weight around those other things and they happen before Kwanzaa.
Exactly.
And then by the time you get to Kwanzaa, it's like, you're kind of exhausted.
True, but when I saw the dates, I actually kind of thought, oh, what a perfect time, because it's that little holiday lull kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, New Year's is coming,
Mm-hmm.
and true, you kind of do want to relax, I
Yes.
guess, during that time. But I thought, oh, he's being creative. He's slipping it in the holiday time and giving Black people a chance to remind themselves, you know, of what empowers them and what does in the middle of such a consumer holiday.
Right, and it's so commercial, you know, the whole commercialization of Christmas.
And it's like if the family's going to be together,
right,
that's a good time to do it.
True. But the thing about Kwanzaa, because it's spread out over 7 days,
Mm-hmm.
it is harder to, I want to say enact, you know, because every day you have to commit to lighting the candle, getting together.
That's true.
You know, thinking about what the principle is, what does it mean for you?
True. I mean, all fair points.
So I'm just saying, it's hard to do it on your own. If you have more of a collection, like we're social distancing, so usually every year I go to a Kwanzaa event.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Well, I perform at them. I go to them. And this year, because we're social distancing, no.
Nothing.
You know, it's all very individual. Yeah. And it's hard to carry on something when it's just you.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I love the way it's listed and each day is just a theme. So that's how I see it. Like, even if you don't have the Kanora, right? Not menorah, Kanora or something with the candles on it, you can just go through each day and try to dedicate your actions to that theme. I guess that's one way to do it. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I think, I guess I'm just feeling kind of like, man, we missed it this year, but at least we're doing this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Focusing on purpose and creativity, because today is a day of Kumbas for beauty, creativity, the arts. That's what you kind of highlight on Kumba. So at least we're doing this. I guess I feel like I'm just feeling like I kind of fell down a little bit.
Oh, don't feel
guilty. As a parent that I didn't.
I mean, look,
you hold the Kwanzaa ground. You know what I mean? But next year, I want to do it more.
I know who created Kwanzaa and what year they created it. Come on now,
that's an improvement.
But it would be impressive.
It's okay. It's a little impressive, but you know, I have a little higher bar.
Yeah, I feel you.
You feel me?
It.
And
we could at least get some candles, some black.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And especially because Christmas has become, for me, so unspiritual.
Yeah.
And stressful and unspiritual. It's nice to have something where it's just about, you know, I don't know, real.
I feel you.
Stuff, you know?
It feels more authentic.
Yes,
less touched by, you know, all the evil stuff out there. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I guess.
So I just wanted to be authentic in case I don't want anybody to have a misrepresentation. Okay. We've gone up and down on our personal observance of Kwanzaa. So, and this year I noticed that because there was no public celebrations, that did impact me.
All right. And it did kind of fly under the radar more this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So next, my favorite part. So Yesterday was Nia, so I did some research because Nia is all about purpose, and me at my big age of 19 years old. Thank you, I appreciate the support. I'm very adamant on living through my purpose.
Okay.
I took a philosophy class that just changed a lot for me. It was just talking all about the importance of finding a vocation. I think that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Just something where you're helping others. And I mean, I already know that's part of my purpose, but this class argued that helping others should be a part of your purpose always, no matter who you are, which is questionable. But either way, so there's a method I found called the Ikigai method. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's
Ichigai?
I thought it's I-K.
Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Oh, okay.
Like icky, but maybe it's Ikigai actually. I don't know. But either way, Ikigai, Ikigai. And it is all about finding your purpose. It's a Japanese method. And when I went online to look it up, so basically, we got 4 circles. Picture a Venn diagram. Circle 1 is what you love. Circle 2 is what the world needs. Circle 3 is what you can get paid to do right now. And circle 4 is what are you good at. And so inside all these circles, the Ikigai method helps you find. So when you see that, you'll find your passion, your mission, your vocation, and your profession. And you can do a test online. Oh, dog. I did it. It was about 30 minutes long. It was a little long, I have to say. I was getting tired at the end, but it was worth it. Someone like me at 19, I'm like, my purpose for free? Please. So I took it on, and it told me I was in the circle, the middle of my Ikigai, creative humanitarian. I was like, ooh,
creative humanitarian.
I like that.
That does sound good.
And the thing that's best about it is, so after the test, it tells you what you can make money doing. It predicts based off your answers what you can make money doing, what you're just best at, what you're good at naturally. And so it helped me see I am naturally good at caring for others, teaching, creativity, just kind of all that right brain empathetic stuff going on, But then they actually recommended for me something more in the health field because I'm forgetting, I guess, my devotion to the world as well. This dog is so bad. But okay, so that's the Ikigai method. I highly recommend you all look it up. And then I think about you and your purpose and you're like the perfect example for me to grow up seeing because of how much your career has shifted throughout the years. It's been like subtle shifts, but then when you
look dramatic.
Yeah, when you look over the course of years, it's a dramatic line or incline, whatever you would call it. So like, did you think you'd be doing what you're doing when you were young? You didn't have any sort of inclination.
The internet didn't exist when I was growing up.
I mean,
there was no internet.
So what did you look forward to? Were you curious about purpose at all? Was that even something that came up for you?
Oh, yeah.
How early did it come up?
Very early.
I love this.
Very, very early.
How early? Like age, just age?
At the youngest I can think of is when I was 7.
7.
When I was 7.
That is early.
That is early. See, when I was 7, I said this before. I wanted to be president.
Oh my God!
Yes, because I knew about that. I heard about that job.
Heard it was a good one.
I heard it was a good
spot to be
Well, I think it was something, but for me, it was humanitarian.
Okay.
I wanted to, early on, I also knew about Dr. Martin Luther King. So I wrote my first poem when I was 9.
Oh my God.
And it was to Dr. Martin Luther King.
You're so creative.
Oh, come on. But anyway. Anyway, in that poem, I was like, I just wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
And because he was very loving and powerful, and he was Black.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to have together.
Yeah, it was a very nice combination. And anyway, but the thing I really wanted to say was that when I was 7, I really thought, and I lived in the Bronx. I was in foster care by that time, and I really thought I've got to get out of here, or else I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Like.
And did you see work as your way out?
Um, I think I saw, honestly, I saw school.
I get that,
Do
but
you?
that's because someone was in my ear just saying, "Do good in school. You're all good. Just do good in school." Like,
Yeah, maybe
was
that
anyone
was
in
it.
your ear doing that?
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm sure too.
You know, also because I happen to really enjoy school.
Yes.
It was not a struggle. So I really liked it. I love the socializing. I love all the reading.
I always thought the social scene in school is so amazing. It's like the watering hole in the jungle. Like everyone's got their thing, and it's so many different personalities in one space. So to see what they like pan out and do, so interesting. Who doesn't like who?
She's very good. You're very good at navigating lots of little communities, subgroups, right?
That's a good way to put it.
You are good at that.
Yeah, but I hate when they combine.
Oh yeah, when your home family met with your school friends.
That's one example.
She ignored us all.
It's like a crossover episode. I can't do it all.
She really couldn't. She left us.
I can't keep up.
Wow, we came to visit you, Makeda.
I didn't leave them. It was a basketball game. Well, you have to sit somewhere.
Well, you could have sat with us. And
I was young.
You were young. I kind of understood it, but I was okay. Anyway, not going back to that.
Yeah. Well,
so purpose.
So conscious though, right?
Yeah. So I always felt like my purpose is to be here to help people.
Yeah.
And I think, really, it was always connected to race.
Yeah.
For me, it was always connected to Black people, to,
It stayed strong for you. It's really that.
Yeah, it's always been
inside of you. Because even when you were a playwright, your efforts were still going into looking at like the racial relations and things like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I love seeing like in people's lives where there's common threads or common themes, because I think that can also help you find your purpose.
Yeah. And if I could speak to purpose a little bit, when we talked about, I would say the zigzag for me, when I went to grad school, I think that's where I got kind of distracted.
Thrown in the washing machine.
Yeah, because in that program I was in, intensely academic, but also very Eurocentric. When I say Eurocentric, I mean was not centered on the experiences of people of African descent. So I had to learn a whole, what they call a discourse, like a whole conversation that was happening that really didn't originate with Black people, and really wasn't that concerned with Black people either.
So did you feel like that was a part in academics where you were pushing yourself to be more interested than you were?
Is that? Oh my gosh, yes. I was like, I know I speak English. Why the hell don't I understand what these people are talking about? That was serious. When you're like sitting there like, what language is this?
Yeah.
So that was, and so then, getting a PhD, it just was, even though I ended up focusing on people of African descent and what I wrote, I had to keep pulling from and referring to a discourse that was not that central.
Yes.
And really wasn't about, oh gosh, making that much social change. So anyway, and then that took me into the whole academic route. I still focused on Black people, but I think I got really narrow.
On what in particular?
Like there's a certain way of doing academic work where you can be very nitpicky.
Yes.
I became very nitpicky.
Okay.
Because I have that capacity to be an extremely close reader. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really touch people's hearts. It doesn't move people from A to B. It just kind of shows how smart you are.
Yes.
That's what I meant. I got a little bit
I would argue
with showing how smart I was.
Depending on the program you're a part of, that's what academia feels like sometimes.
Oh my gosh. So true.
And sometimes you just really want to, I don't know, at least me, like I want to lay something on there, not necessarily professional, technically correct, but honest and like real. That's how I remember, because I was in college writing all these essays, just my first year writing all these essays about how people should live together. That was like one of my classes, one of the themes. So I'm always writing about it. And it was something I was so passionate about at the time that it was like, I felt like I was writing my diary thoughts, but in a very like professional term, and always pulling all these quotes was like blocking my flow. Like I couldn't write properly. And part of me was like, would it be more meaningful if I just really like expressed myself in this essay? But there's not a lot of room for that in academia, I guess.
There isn't, unless you do more creative.
Exactly. And that's why I'm leaning towards a college that has more respect towards creativity in general.
Yeah. I feel like there's probably a lot of people out here who could identify what we're talking about.
I know. Look at the chat.
Oh.
That's going to technically challenge us to look at the chat.
Oh, yeah.
But we would like to. We're not trying to be like
not looking at the chat. So, let's see. So in our Zoom chat, Kali is saying dogs always know when you're trying to pay attention to something other than you. Correct. And Heather says, as a child of two professors, all of academia is that. It's true. And the chocolate lab found out that our show is called Get Your Chocolate On, and she really wants us to get some chocolate on with her.
It's true.
Well,
it's not a lie.
So that's kind of sad though, because in some ways what we're kind of getting to, academia is one thing and education is another.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I hate to say it, but once you get to that certain point, it was hard for me to find out that colleges don't have your best interest in mind all the time.
I know,
it was really hard.
Yeah.
Someone had said to me, they were like, your academic advisor is just a salesperson selling you classes. Wow. And I was like, ouch. Wow. Like, and maybe that's not, I feel like the college that I went to at first, or science college, they're all about people to people interactions. You can get anything you need just by voicing what you need, basically. But in other places, I know it's definitely not like that. It's more of a numbers situation than a student to student interaction. I'm telling you, this is the theme of my life. Everyone I know is either trying to drop out of college and find their purpose, or is upset about how much they're paying for college and how little they're receiving out of it, especially feeling uncertain. I see it coming up a lot. So again, with the purpose.
Wow. Well, I also want to say, because I know people out here are probably all thinking about your purpose. And, at a certain point in my life, I left academia, as you know.
I was alive at that.
You were there. And I went off to a Quaker retreat center for a year, and you were there. And, and I had to admit to myself that my purpose was not to be a star academic.
Yeah, you were like, that's hard when you're good at something. You think it's your purpose, but that's not always true.
That's true.
It's just a skill God has given you to kind of do what else you need to do.
And it's something that you can get paid to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the things you could get paid to do.
There's a clear path through it and to it.
Exactly. But do you love it?
No, and right. And do you love it? And is it really that meaningful for you? And I had to admit, 10 years into academia,
I can't even imagine.
As a professor, I had to,
because you have to do so much to even get to that point.
You do. But I also got off the tenure track, so that means there was a whole lot less,
promise for you.
Right, there was less promise. Although I did try to get back on the tenure track, but oh my gosh, thank God that didn't work out.
I mean, it obviously didn't work out for a reason.
Yes, and that's the other thing, is that maybe these doors, if people are experiencing closed doors right now, that could very well be in your best interest.
I kind of,
because I did try to go back too, but that really wasn't the place for me. I was just going back because it's harder to find your way than it is to just take the road that's laid out for you, that seems to offer security or respect.
Yes.
But I just want to say, so I did leave, as you know. We did have that year, and I started a theater company, and this was the year of the Great Recession.
Oh my God!
We also went through economic uncertainty, as my kids will tell you.
It's so funny, but I just, as a kid, I don't remember this as the time she stepped away from a long commitment, moved somewhere else, had economic difficulties. No,
Yes.
it's just like we moved to a pretty place. And I went to a new school that I loved, and then we left a year later.
That's true. So that's nice that that's how it was for you.
Shout
But we
out
know,
to you.
but we know it wasn't that way for everybody.
No, it wasn't.
But what I want to say is that so then you get off of that track and you're charting your own way.
Yeah.
And then you're in uncertainty and you think to yourself, why the H did I say I would start a theater company in the midst of a recession? I don't know. How do I mean,
I don't blame you. Uncertainty breeds fear by the dozen. Like it just, especially if you're a thinker.
Right. Well, and actually I had a strong spiritual foundation.
Yeah.
Thank God. I had so much spiritual support. So many people were like praying for me and us for the theater company we created. I mean, we did get a lot of positive affirmation. When I say we, I really do mean we, the theater company.
Good.
It's just money was a big uncertainty. And but you know, I made a living through that theater company